think when you think about the hedge fund industry versus, let's say, private equity, the incubator is generally the banking community. And historically, there's just been very few people of color or diverse candidates in general that have sat on trading desks. And that's the natural sort of incubation for hedge funds. Very different in private equity, where those are incubated in the investment banking sector, where far greater diversity, far greater penetration with regard to females. And so you can see that transition, play out in how many diverse candidates there are sort of running private equity shops versus diverse candidates running hedge fund shops. How do we fix it? I think it's incumbent upon all of us is to create that incubator. So one of the things we're doing at Hollis Park, to sort of follow through and follow suit on that, is our summer internship program will feature just diverse candidates and women, in large part because we feel like them getting that exposure at a very early stage is the precursor for the next Troy Dixon or the next person of diversity to sort of start their own hedge fund. There's been all these surveys done that diverse and women-owned hedge funds actually outperform over long periods of time. And so that should be the impetus, right? Because it's a capitalistic world. So from a capitalism standpoint, we should be thinking about how we suss out these individuals, give them the right framework, give them the right infrastructure, give them the right support, and hopefully that will move the needle to a point where in 10 years we have 20 Troy Dixons that are far more intellectual and far more thoughtful than I am, and their success will hopefully trump mine. And unless we lay that groundwork, unless we put that blueprint out there, we'll look in 20 years or 10 years to irrelevant of how successful Hollis Park will be, and there'll still be very few people making that footprint. And so part of the ethos, or one of the things that is really important to Hollis Park, and more importantly to me, is making sure that that legacy is that I was able to incubate and help move the process along where there are more people of color in the hedge fund space and more people of color that have the acumen and the background to actually launch their own vehicle.